All right, guys, check this out. I got some lenses from Laowa, the 15 mil and the 20 mil shift lenses. These are brand new. They sent them to me, and you know what? I was like, I'm gonna film a narrative project with these things. They are sort of meant for architecture, real estate, and maybe interior real estate type of things, where normally a wide lens is going to distort things. The shift function in these lenses, the actual glass shifts and straightens out lines. So kind of more for architecture, but I was thinking like, hey, I'm going to challenge myself and try to tell a story with these things, make a narrative short film. I wrote the script, directed it, shot it, got some crew to help me out, an actor. These are the beats of the story I worked out, and it's a 4-minute short film. So that's done. There's going to be a link. You can check that out. Watch that film. I'm going to break down the film showing how I use these lenses in it. Cool. Here I am in like super sniper mode with the Raptor. You can see I have a NTG3 mic on the camera. I have mid 49 XLR inputs, 2 side handles, and a 5-inch monitor. Super great. Look at the size of this tripod. This tripod does not make cool BTS. This is like the tiniest tripod, but whatever. I didn't care at the time. Okay, here we go. So this shot is with the shift in effect. Okay, so you can see these like super straight lines here. All right, so that's what it looks like with the lens using the shift function. If I show you what that looks like without the shift engaged, that would look like this. Okay, so see how now these lines are like going like that. Okay, so that's not shifted, shifted, not shifted, shifted, nothing, shift. Pretty big difference. Pretty big difference. Okay, so now if we go back to the short film called Frog's Life. Okay, so this is obviously heavily color graded, and the premise of the story is that the wildfire smoke from, say, Canada has, drifted down to New York City, and that's why the sky is orange. If I wrote this years ago, you might think like this is a sci-fi kind of thing, but in 2023, the Canadian wildfires did create New York City to, have the skies turn orange. It was kind of nuts. Okay, so here's footage I shot back in June 2023 of the Canadian wildfires affecting the New York skies. Okay, that's what it actually looked like. This is without a color grade or anything. So then back to this. This isn't far off from what it actually looked like. Okay, cool. Here I am getting that shot from the film, and this will reveal what lens. So it was the 15. I kind of prefer the 20 because I'm already on the Raptor, but if you're on a smaller sensor, definitely the 15, or if you're going more for skyscrapers, yeah, I guess the 15. Here's another one. This is the 15 mil shift lens, okay? You can see these super straight lines. Look at that. Love it. What that looks like without the shift lens is here. Okay? So not shifted, shifted. Not shifted, shifted. Okay, so here's our character. His name is Professor Tabor. Okay, but this is lit. I lit this to match the wildfire smoky sky exterior. Okay, so something interesting about this is that the shift lens is meant to take out distortion. If you're tilting up at something, you shift the lens up and it makes the line straight. So for this, I wanted sort of almost like a sci-fi kind of surreal look to it. So instead of taking the distortion out, I actually amplified the distortion. Normally, you know, our lines might be going like this. And then if I shifted this the normal way, then our lines would be straight. But I shifted it in the other direction to sort of invert the distortion. Crazy, right? So like lines going like that, where normally it would be going like that. This is the POV shot of the laptop, from the laptop. Because I can get the camera all the way down towards where the laptop would be, I'm able to use the 20mm shift lens and shift up. So that way the perspective is, you know, more normal looking. Where if I didn't have the shift lens, you know, he might be like more distorted like that. Now, the lens also rotates, which means you can have the shift go side to side or even at an angle. This is me shifting the lens mid-shot to get this kind of weird, I don't know, it's like a boom up, but diagonal. I'm actually not sure what you call that move, but if you didn't have this lens, I guess you could get that with a gimbal or a jib or something like that, but it was a super tight room, so this was a cool way to get it. So another cool thing about these lenses is that since you can rotate the lens to determine which way you want the lens to shift, you can shift it sideways. So when you shift it sideways for a mirror shot on a 21mm lens, you can hide yourself better, hide the camera more so with this shift effect. Okay, so the camera is right here, and normally the mirror would reflect it, but since we're shifting the lens to the left, we're hiding the camera, but the lens still peeks through to get the shot. Okay, so here's a BTS of that shot. We have our awesome sound dude here. He was great. All right, he's hiding in the corner. So see, the lens has shifted to the left so that we just peek over to the mirror, but we're hiding all of the camera. Okay, so back to the film. This is the 20mm, I believe. And this is a combination of, we're showing architecture, but it's also used in a narrative way because we're showing our character here. He's walking around the city trying to figure out what he's supposed to do. Straight line, straight, 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 straight. My drawing's not straight, but you get the idea. So if we did not have this lens, then this building would be going like that. Also, you know, filming natural daylight, just a little bit of luck here. We had the sun perfectly kind of edging out our character here. Okay, here's another shot. Yeah, same idea. So I believe this is the 20mm, and you can see how super straight these lines are. Same deal. Super straight lines. So here we are in the pet store for this movie. So I'm following the character around, and I have the camera at waist height, hip height, and the lens is shifted up. And it gives this unique perspective. I mean, again, you can see like straight line, but we're getting all the ceiling. We can see all this cool stuff up here. Built-in production design. Huh. Okay, so here's the lens being used to shift down. All right. So this frog, this toy frog, is on the sidewalk at this toy store in Chinatown. It just gives it like a different perspective. Instead of me tilting down at this frog, the lens is shifted down. Honestly, it took me a long time to kind of get used to these lenses. It's like a totally different way of thinking. Instead of tilting down, you're shifting the lens down. So it just has a unique look to it. Okay, so this is sort of the end of the film. The cool thing about this shot is that this giant rat, the size of like a cat, walks into frame like during the most emotional, see it? During the most emotional, during the most like emotional part of the film, okay? This giant rat goes like that. That's my favorite part. Look at this thing. Bam. Okay, the final shot of the movie is this like cell phone POV shot. So hopefully it feels like a cell phone, but he's actually grabbing onto a handle on the side of the camera to give it a, phone POV selfie kind of thing. And to get this shot, I rotated the camera on its side. And then because I can rotate the lens, I shifted the lens vertically up. If you use a regular cell phone, maybe it would look like this, but something about the shifting up, I'm getting a lot more headroom. But in any other case, to get that much headroom, you would have to tilt the lens up. And now you're shooting at like the sky. So I think that's pretty much it. My favorite is probably showing architecture shots, exterior shots of buildings. I don't know. These lenses are really unique. Like it really made me think about composition differently. So it was fun to use them in a narrative way. So again, thank you to Laowa for sending me these lenses to check out. Give them a try. Follow me on Instagram and let me know if you have any questions on the short film itself, these lenses, anything else. And I really appreciate it. See ya.